While many financial firms see the current economic situation as a detriment to business, Belgium's KBC Bank sees opportunity. Rudi Peeters, KBC's General Manager of Marketing, recently sat down for a one-to-one on the Run podcast about his company's strategy during the downturn. Rudi, what would you say is your company's approach to new customers?
Before I tell you the approach to the new customer, I think it's important to know what is the main vision, the main strategy of our bank. And we try to do relationship management. We try to achieve a long-term relationship with our customers. So everything we do to the new customers, or we want to achieve to new customers, we always have to be aware not to take at risk or not to damage relations to existing customers. So every time we launch a new pricing to try to attract new customers, we have to do it very carefully, and we will never do it too aggressively, not to harm our existing customers. Belgium is a quite saturated market, so for this reason, it's very good to put a lot of effort to your existing customers. But what happened last year with the financial crisis, KBC was in quite a good position at that moment for within the economical crisis and the financial crisis towards other of our competitors in Belgium. And what we saw that there were a lot of customers from the other competitors, from other financial institutions, who came over with their saving money to the KBC group. So that was quite an opportunity to try to have a good approach to those new customers. And what we did then is that out of studies, and I think I read it also in one of the Peppers books, that the first 6 months you've got the most potential and the most hit ratio to sell more products. After 6 months, the hit ratio to sell new products go down. So we put out a strategy to tell the people to try to sell 5 new products in the first 6 months. And we will put it in the variable payment and the incentives of the branch managers and employees. And it's one of the goals they have to achieve. So in the first 6 months to try to sell 5 products. One of the reasons is if they only came over with a saving account, and if then economical climate is going better with the competitor, probably, and there is a big chance, they just hop over or back to their original financial institute or to another financial institute which is offering a good proposal for them. But when you can have a lock-in with more products and you can go in relation with them, because then you also can find out if they are worth to put them in a relationship management, then we have a bigger chance for retention. Other strategy we have is towards youngsters. Of course, when you want new customers in a saturated market, you have to start from when they get born, let's say, and try to get as much as possible children from our customers, but also other children, other youthers, client in your bank. And what we do there is also within the strategy of relationship. But of course, when you've got 18 years old or 16 years old, you don't have that much banking and insurance relationships. You don't have that much needs for bank and insurance products. But what we do then is we give advice on their specific needs. For example, the first time they want to do a holiday work, we help them and give them tips about holiday work contracts, about how to get the money on your account. So we treat them as adults and give them advice for things they need. If they go to study abroad in another city, we give them tips about where do you have to look up when you rent a room, which kind of contracts are good to rent a room, and where do you have to look at. So we start giving them advice so they feel as an adult, and they feel that KBC is really authentic, going for a long-term relationship. When I saw other of my competitors here in Belgium giving presents to them, I saw a lot of these youngsters going there for the present, but when they need this advice, they came to me, and by the end, their wages were coming to KBC accounts, and we were selling the products. So I think also there we have got a good philosophy to try to sell and give as much service instead of free gifts and tickets and all this kind of stuff.
So it's more of a trusted advisor relationship than just transaction and short-term gift-giving, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Once they become, more engaged with multiple products, then what is some of your customer retention programs to, keep that relationship strong?
we get data. That's also one of the reasons why it's interesting to have 5 products of customers, because when they have a product with you and when they use it, when they do transactions, you can have data of the customer. You can have input of the customers. You see cash flows. You see shops where they go to shop, and you get to know your customer better. And once you get to know your customer better, you can faster put them in the right segment. So if you come in as a new customer, we don't know anything about you. We don't really know if you will become to the higher segments or the lower segments. But the more products you have with us, the more transactions you do with us, the faster we can put you to the right segment, and we can give you the right value proposal, and if necessary, or if profitable enough, also a relationship manager, a private relationship manager. And if you're not, the people who are not really profitable, but on the lower tiers, there we do proactive via other channels. So we keep on coming to them in a proactive way by other channels like call centers, the internet, and so on. Another thing we do for every new customer that comes into the bank is that we say after 1 week you have to receive this mail. After 1 month he will receive that mail. We will be sure that he will receive a number of frequencies of mails, of contacts from us in the first 6 months also. And if we have an evening somewhere in the region where we give some where a speaker comes to handle a certain topic, we always try to get the new customers there and give them an invitation. So what happened, what I've got as results is that customers from another bank came over with a saving account. The week after there was an information evening about fiscality, and we invite them towards that, and he said, I've never seen that before. I was customer with another bank for 20 years. I came to KBC, and after 1 week they invite me already for an evening for fiscality, for example. So just put them then the first 6 months on a priority.
I wanted to get your take on the importance of employee engagement to create that long-term strategy, and what your company is doing to encourage employees to really provide that trusted advisor role.
Well, first of all, it's quite easy for us to do it because it's part of our culture of the company. I can put it in a pessimistic way, and then I will say our people in the branches are more servicing than they are selling. If you put it on a positive way, once you're a customer with us, you get served well. Mm-hmm. So we try to use the culture to stimulate the servicing part, especially for the new customers. And then we have things like variable payment, we have incentives, and if you put it in there, it's not necessary to say, but what you pay is what you get. So if you pay for giving attention to that, they will do that. So simple can life be. And because they have this servicing culture, it comes over also as authentic and not hard selling. Mm-hmm. And authentic in a world where trust becomes more important is a very, very important issue.
Great. Now, are there any specific training programs that you do with new employees to help them understand the culture, or is that just kind of ingrained as they work and they learn?
I think it's kind of ingrained, and also I think it's part of the selection process. I think people who come to work with us choose us because we are not hard sellers. We are not like the Citibanks. And probably it's because of our image. Probably it's because the people who come to work with us choose us, and probably it's because of our selection procedures. But also it's the tools we deliver to the branches that they can use, commercial information system tools that go quite far. Because if a customer can come to the seller desk, let's say in a branch, he got a total overview of all the products that the customers got. And also by data mining, we have programs like Next Best Offer. If the customer comes to the counter desk or he logs into the internet, by data mining we know which could be the next best offer where we would have the highest hit ratio or propensity to sell that product. And we will propose it to him. And then when we see that the customers take it, the seller, the servicer, becomes to have the motivation to sell also more, because you see it works and the customer is happy when you ask him because he needed it. And so our commercial tools in the branches go quite far, like next best offers, but even to collect the data like next best question. This is the data we really need to get them better in the right segment. So this is the next question you have to ask him.
Excellent. Well, once again, thank you so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome.